Hello and welcome to another episode of Play Dainty Games. Today we're going to be going over The Crown and the Flame Chapter 2. The first chapter there was a lot more gruesome than I thought it was going to be, but I like all the points and stuff. That's a little bit different than all of the other games of choices, games you play that I've done in the past. So the description here for Chapter 2 says, 2 years later, Luther Navrakis is king of Stormholt, but Kenna and Dominic spy a chance to take back the kingdom. So we have a 2-year gap here, so it'll be interesting to see what all has changed in those 2 years. Let's go ahead and play. Okay, so here we have Chapter 2, The Ruins of Rajkur. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time pronouncing some of these names, but once I decide how to do it, I'll just stick with it. Now playing as Dominic. 2 years after King Luther seized Stormholt, you're living in the castle disguised as a common servant. Today, you're helping Tristan and Margaret carry large sacks of flour to the kitchens. All this just for dinner tonight? I swear we're carrying a week's worth here. Just about. We're cooking double. Another battalion of soldiers arrived at Stormholt last night, and we've got to feed them all. King Luther forces nearly every able-bodied person in the 5 kingdoms into his army. It's no wonder we're overflowing with soldiers. Another battalion. I've got to figure out what's going on and send word to Kenna. Hush, there's soldiers up ahead. You want them to hear you? Down the corridor, you spot a woman in armor arguing with a soldier. I won't tolerate another mistake. Prince Marco has been too lenient with you. She looks pretty ferocious. Every soldier in the barracks will be ready for inspection within the hour, I swear it. Oh, it's good old Frog Eyes. You don't see that every day. I wonder who she is. I think she must be a military officer, Prince Marco's wife. I feel like they would know if Prince Marco got married in the last 2 years, so we'll go with the military officer. Dressed in full armor, she's got to be someone important in Luther's army. Enough gossip, you two. We've got work to do. Back in the kitchens. My goodness, they want venison tonight for the high table. I hope we have enough. Yeah, and we better hurry with it. My back still hasn't finished healing from my last whipping. As you work, you hear a tapping at the window. Hockey? Every hero has to have an animal sidekick, I guess. Hockey is back. I told you, he only answers to... Enter in the Hawk's name. What should we call him? Let's give a good old Harry Potter throwback and call him Hedwig. Purr. You cut off a small piece of venison, and Hedwig eats it out of your hand. Chirp! Hedwig looks longingly at the sky. Not yet, my friend. When we have news for Kenna, then I'll send you off. Brrr. Your hawk is as restless as you are, Dom. I don't blame him, but he's the lucky one. He gets to fly away from this place. And he'll get to see Kenna again long before I ever will. Now playing as Kenna. You're living in a hidden mountain monastery with Gabriel and the monks who run it. As another morning dawns, you carry 2 buckets of water up the hill and into the monastery. You set them down in front of Gabriel and one of the monks. Look at you. There was a time when carrying just 1 bucket left you out of breath. I doubt that. She was a fierce warrior. I was a castle girl back then. Now you are something stronger. Why do you push yourself? Most queens would leave the hard work to others. Most queens have kingdoms. Good answer. Are you ready to train with me this morning? I'm always ready. monk gestures to the sword Gabriel gave you, hanging on a rack on the wall. You eye the weapon in the monk's hands, a rod with a blade on both ends. Examine. Core guitar. When do I get to use that one? Only the most skilled monks are allowed to use the core guitar. You're not yet ready for it. You pick up your sword. Short sword. You've obtained the short sword. I'll make do with this. Let's begin. The monk squares off against you, taking a firm, wide stance. He tightens his grip on his core guitar and eyes your weapon. His placid face almost hints a smile. Then the blade of his core guitar shoots out at you. You knock the core guitar to the side with the flat of your sword, shoving it away. The monk then lunges at you, grabbing you by the throat. He jerks you up, lifting you off your feet, and holds you in the air in front of you. Oh, now we got Mortal Kombat going on. Oof. You fight well, but ultimately, youth and passion cannot match experience and discipline. You're beaten. Yield. As you try to fight off his grip, you notice he's left his stomach unprotected. I should... Well, I got enough of those. Kick him in the gut, or yield. Kick him in the gut. You wind up and kick the monk as hard as you can in the stomach. Woof! The monk sucks in his breath and drops you. Not one of our moves, but a good one. +5 to the army. Come on, let's keep going. You defeated the monk while sparring. No, enough for today. You and the monk face each other, bowing. You fought well. My brothers and I will be proud to follow you into battle when the time comes. Thank you. The monk bows to you and leaves. Gabriel turns to you. You've impressed the Rajkur monks. There are about 50 of them, and we'll need every last one in the coming battle to take back Stormholt. Your army's growing, Kenna. It'll grow even faster once we leave the ruins of Rajkur. Patience, my queen. 2 years is a long time to wait, though. Just then, the orb Tavon gave you grows warm. Another message from Tavon. What does it say? Any word on the fight against Luther, the Iron Empire? It's Tavon, Gabriel. I'd lower your expectations to more material things. Spin the orb. You spin the orb and Tavon's image appears in it. Princess, I apologize profusely for my dilly-dallying. Being pursued by bandits and hooligans is not conducive to communication. But such are the times. I hope with all sincerity that you continue to be safe, which I assume must be so given how overprotective Gabriel is. Overprotective? What does he know about overprotective? But onto more important matters. Here we go, finally. News. Are you still wearing your hair in the same style? I had a dream that you transformed it into something truly wondrous. Yeah, I wonder if he's not, straight. He provided a sketch. Sigh. It does look pretty that way. We must reconvene sometime soon so that we can overthrow Luther, and before you forget entirely about your most devoted friend, me. Tavon's image fades from the orb as the message ends. Yeah, that was a pretty pointless message. At least he's loyal. I wish it was Dominic we'd heard news from today. It seems like it's been ages since we last saw his hawk. If he sends his pet to us too often, he'll draw suspicion. I know, it's just, I miss him. I'm worried about my people. She misses him. I know you don't approve, but I understand. He was a true friend to you, my queen, and we can use as many friends as we can get. If King Luther discovers Dom's hiding at the castle, that he's secretly helping me, Luther is a cruel man, but Dom is clever. He'll be safe until our time to strike comes. Before we can do anything to take back Stormholt, we'll need an opportunity. Wait, did you hear that? Hear what? Before you can say another word, Gabriel whips out his dagger and hurls it into the shadows. A man screams. Ugh! Navraka scouts. We can't let them report back to King Luther. It's her. It's the queen. Don't let them get away. The two remaining scouts rush out of the monastery in opposite directions. Gabriel rushes after one, and you start to head after the other. Wait, I'm going to need a weapon. Special weapons will help in combat and can unlock unique options and scenes. Plus, they'll increase your army score and will be added to your armory for the final battle. Using the core guitar for an edge against the scout. You'll also gain the option to use this weapon in the final battle. 17 diamonds, and I have 22. That's a lot, but the monk did say it was the best one versus the short sword. Alright, while I have the diamonds, I'll use them. I'm not going to use them on any outfits if that becomes an option, but we'll take this weapon. You snatch up the core guitar, nimbly twirling it through the air and tucking it beneath your arm. With every move, it makes a soothing metallic hum. Now this is my kind of weapon. You sprint outside, chasing after the scout. Not going to get away from me. You catch up to the scout. He spins, pulling out two curved daggers. Good luck defending against two blades, girl. You spin the core guitar in your hand, the blades tracing large, intimidating arcs through the air. I think I'll handle them just fine. Oh god, you're using one of those? Yes. Now, are we going to fight or what? I don't care if you have one of those double-bladed weapons. Don't sound so sure there, buddy. I'm going to cut you up, then I'm going to gut you just like a wild boar. The scout lunges forward, slashing at your chest with one of his daggers. You freeze, block, hesitate, block. You block his attack, smashing his hand with the flat of the core guitar's blade. Yeah! Before you can counterattack, he thrusts with the other dagger. I should block. You spin the core guitar hand over hand, smashing into his forearm, breaking the bone. Yeah! Yeah! Was that the part where you were supposed to cut me up? He lunges again, but this time you're able to roll away quickly, exposing a weak point on his thigh. You attack, aiming for his face. Let's do face. Your core guitar connects with his helmet, piercing the metal and tearing at his cheek. Yeah, to hell's with that weapon. Is this the part where you got me? She's taunting him. In his rage, he whirls around, kicking you hard in the chest and sending you flying onto your back. Oof. He rushes towards you. This is where you die. Should sweep his leg. You twirl the core guitar in a low sweep, wedging one of the blades into his ankle. Urgh. He stumbles. You kick your legs out, popping into a fighting stance, the core guitar humming at your hip. I'm still going to kill you, I swear it. Not if I kill you first. The blades of the core guitar spin, slicing in vicious swaths across his body. First, across his chest. Yeah. Then the midsection. Ah. Before finally slicing at his legs. Urgh. He spills forward, blood pouring out of him. Gross. Well, that was eye-opening. You certainly don't need any help. I could get used to fighting with this Corkatoya. We must be vigilant. Not even a single scout can report our location back to Luther. We stopped them today, but we can't hide forever. No, and when the time comes, you must be ready to strike. Well, if these scouts were intelligent, they would have told someone where they were going. That way, when they didn't return, they'd know where they were. But that's just my opinion. As you and Gabriel head back inside, you don't notice a slight stirring in the bushes. Lying there, holding his breath, is one last Navrakis scout. Oh, it's the gold-trimmed guy. Wait, we already killed him and took the ring that he stole from our mother. Now playing as Dominic. In the kitchen, you spot Rose filling a tray with meat. A guard looms over her. That looks tasty. The soldier reaches over and plucks a piece of meat from the tray. Okay, so Frog Eyes is back here again, so there must only just be 3 styles of armor, and there's multiple of them, I guess. Please, sir, we'll barely have enough for the high table as it is. That's your problem, isn't it? If I've got to watch over you filthy kitchen rats, I'm going to enjoy myself. He reaches for some more. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Oh yeah? And why would I listen to a dog like you? Because Luther sent you and guards to the gallows. That food fell in horse dung. I don't think he'd believe the horse dung. Although I don't think he'd believe the first one either, but that sounds more convincing. I don't want to see any more deaths, sir. Bah, fine, get on with you. The soldier moves down to the other end of the kitchen to steal a piece of bread. You whisper to Rose. Looks like that did the trick. Thanks, Dom. I should tell her it's nothing, flirt with Rose. Well, he's supposed to be her brother. So tell her it's nothing. It's the least I could do. I know that look. What do you want now? And keep your voice down. You don't need to sound so suspicious. I'm here to offer my services. I want to help you serve the banquet tonight. Oh, really? And why do you want to do that? You lean close and whisper in her ear. I need to spy on King Luther to learn if Kenna is in danger. He's already communicated with her. We'll spy on King Luther. I think he's plotting something big. I need to find out what it is. Oh, Dom, please be careful. I don't want to see you tied to the whipping pole tonight. I'm always careful, except, you know, when I'm not. Rose has joined your alliance. I'm going to regret this, but here, take this tray of venison, and don't draw attention to yourself. Of course. You follow Rose into the banquet hall. Soldiers line the walls, standing at attention. And at the center, Prince Marco and his right-hand man, Bartel, are sitting at a long banquet table. About time. Any later and I'd be visiting the kitchen with my carving knife. Apologies, my lord. Across from Marco and Bartel is the red-haired woman you saw earlier, and at the head of the table, King Luther Navrakis presides. As I was saying, after speaking at length with Helene, I've made my decision. My lord, is it wise to discuss things of this nature in front of servants? I assure you, they're perfectly subdued. We've beaten any fight out of them long ago. Luckily, this is easy to demonstrate. You, come here. Yes, my lord. What do you know about the Iron Empire? Well, aren't you the leader? They're the greatest threat to the 5 kingdoms. Is that where our iron comes? Yeah, let's play ignorant. Haha, I think that says it all. Satisfied, Helene? I don't know if I've ever heard anyone more misinformed. See, he might as well be a piece of furniture in the room. Rose shoots you a quick smile. Yes, that fooled them. So, as I was saying, I'll be sailing west tonight and attacking the Iron Empire with the bulk of our forces. We're going to war? About time. Sparring is no replacement for a real battle. I don't want to get slow. No, you won't be going with me. You will remain here at Stormholt. What? But there's no glory in staying here. I should be cutting down our enemies, like my brothers and sister. This castle is the heart of our new kingdom. I am entrusting it to you. Do not make me regret it. Kinda odd that if Stormholt was the smallest kingdom, that this castle would be the heart of it. Maybe it's the nicest. Helene, I'll need you to stay here as well. But, my king, my place is at your side, as it always has been. We must hold the 5 kingdoms. Does no one understand that? Helene, you'll serve me best here. I'm leaving behind a contingency of my most elite troops for you to command. Yes, my king. You might also help prevent my son from wasting scouts to hunt after exiled princesses. How do you know about that? Kenna. More venison. Where's that servant? You rush forward. Serve the venison. Serve the venison. You use the serving fork to put more venison on King Luther's plate. He ignores you and continues talking. Good, they're barely even noticing me. Anyway, that little girl is of no consequence to us. She's no little girl now. Half the realm is still loyal to her. If she were to call for an uprising, she won't. Not while she can cower away in some hovel. Leave her be. But, I mean, Prince Marco is obviously the smart one here. You want to eliminate all threats, and a few scouts is worth that. My word is final. Now I ride tonight. I have a feeling he's gonna die. He left back a contingency plan. After dinner, as you and Rose carry the plates and dishes back to the kitchen, you see King Luther riding out with the main force of his army. In the nearby banquet hall, you hear a crash. Sounds like there's something going on in there, Rose. I've got to see what more I can learn. Be careful. You linger outside the door and listen in. Helene, I won't say this again. I want a team of assassins sent after that girl. He hurls a vase against the wall, shattering it to pieces. You can destroy as many vases as you'd like. Your father said to hold Stormholt. I follow his orders. If my father wants to leave me here, I will find my own glory in ending the life of that miserable girl before she can raise her hand against us. Marco rubs his face, remembering how Kenna slapped him. Still 2 years later? Get over it. She also raised her hand against me once. She'll learn to regret that. I'll mount that foolish girl's head on a spike for everyone in this godforsaken castle to see. You'll never touch Kenna. You feel anger rushing through you. You look down at your hands. They feel warm. It's just like 2 years ago, that fire. They begin glowing a faint red. I can't lose control now. I need to focus my anger. You take a deep breath and calm yourself. You feel power rolling deep in your veins. As you watch your hand, the heat consolidates to a point in the center of your palm. Whoa. The heat blossoms into a small fireball that spins and dissipates. What was that? I feel stronger. You lean back towards the door, listening in again. Now, Helene, I'm sure my father would love to hear that you openly rebelled against me the moment he left for the war. Well, you're also disobeying him, so maybe he would. Now say, yes, Prince Marco, and do my bidding. Yes, Prince Marco. Helene heads towards the door. You dart around the corner before you're spotted. A while later, you return to your quarters where Tristan is waiting for you. You did it, didn't you? You found out what's going on. If the soldiers catch you out after curfew... I'm not scared. I've had lashes before. Now tell me. It's big. Luther's left and has taken most of the army with him, all but an elite group of soldiers. And even bigger, Marco is sending assassins after Kenna. I have to warn her. We can do more. We've got to. I know a man down in the dungeons who can get us a poison designed to take out 100 men. We could poison Marco. But we'd never be able to get past his tasters. Maybe we can't get the poison to Marco, but we could poison those men King Luther left behind. They're camped just outside the walls. And I'm pretty sure soldiers aren't lucky enough to have personal tasters. Every soldier Marco loses is one Kenna won't have to face. One more way I can protect her. We'll do this for Kenna. Are you serious? Are we really doing this? Because it will mean sneaking outside the castle walls. Tutorial. Some choices unlock entire exclusive scenes and increase your army score for the final battle. Oh, I need 20. Alright, since you guys are watching this, I'm figuring you want to see what the diamond options are. So I went ahead and bought some. So let's get the poison. Let's kill them all. Here it is. Are you ready? I am. We have to do everything we can to fight the Navrakis family. Later that night, you and Tristan sneak out, hiding behind a boulder at the edge of the army's camp. Last chance to turn back. Not on your life. The troops are gathered around a fire, the smell of roasted meat wafting in the air. There's a barrel of ale propped up on the back of the wagon. I'll dump the poison in. You stand watch. I'll whistle if I see someone's coming. You creep to the barrel of ale, lift the lid, and dump the poison in. For you, Kenna. As you turn back, you hear Tristan's whistle. Just ahead are two soldiers walking right toward you. Oh, gods. Scrambling, you dive under the wagon. Quiet night. How about we get drunk off our asses and find us some ripe peasant girls? Yeah, that sounds about right. See, that's why we're mates. You've always got the best... Shh, quiet. I hear breathing. The other soldier draws the sword, the blade glinting in the moonlight. I should hold my breath. I should keep holding it. Must not make a sound. Hold it just a little longer. You keep your breath held. Huh? Guess my mind's playing tricks again. Idiot, come on. Let's go drink till we can't see straight. When the soldiers finally leave, you rush back to your hiding spot with Tristan. That was close. What do we do now? Now we wait for them all to die. A short while later... Wait, cough. Something isn't right. Poison! The ale's poisoned! The soldier lurches forward, vomiting blood. Throughout the camp, all the soldiers begin keeling over, gagging, and bleeding out their eyes. Word spreads, but it's too late. In a few seconds, the entire camp is eerily silent. You poison the elite enemy soldiers. For Kenna and for Stormholt, we'll take back this castle or die trying. Luther's elite soldiers, I can't believe we did it. We took out all of them. And we'll be dead next if we get caught. Let's hurry back. We still need to send Kenna a message. Yeah, they're definitely going to try and find out who poisoned them. Back in the kitchens. You lean out the window and whistle 2 short blasts calling Hedwig to you. For the record, I know Hedwig was an owl and not a hawk, but I couldn't think of any other bird names. And Hedwig was such a great character. You slip a message to Kenna in between Hedwig's talons. If Kenna survives this attempt on her life, it'll be the perfect time for her to return. To take back this castle and her kingdom. Fly true, my friend. Scream! Fly to Kenna. Chapter progress. The monks of Rajkur have promised you 50 troops for the final battle. You have unlocked the short sword as a weapon to use in the future battles. You unlock the ability to use the core guitar. It will give you an edge over your enemy in your effort to take back your kingdom. You beat the monk in your sparring match. Rose will now do everything she can to help you. You chose to poison the Navrakis troops with Tristan. This will help in the overall effort to win back the kingdom. Overall progress. Well, we already knew about the first 2. Rose is alive and recruited. And the rest we haven't met. Prestige, 15 out of 15. Power, 7 out of 7. Weapons, 10 out of 10. Allies, 15 out of 15. Troops, 5 out of 5. Significant choices, 20 out of 20. Armor score, 72 out of 72. Alright, we're doing pretty good. So, thanks for listening here for Chapter 2. This story's getting pretty interesting. I'm not a big fan of all the gruesome aspects of it, but again, I like all the, how the choices actually are meaningful in this story. So check back next time for Chapter 3. We'll continue to see what goes on. Thanks, guys.